What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan. So today, and I think I even posted this as a post on YouTube, an article that I wrote on livecortex.com/blog titled like CDP choline versus alpha GPC, right? The ages-old debate, the ages-old question. And it goes on to say like, well, it really depends on what your target is, right? Because they're actually doing two different things or many different things aside from just giving you brain usable acetylcholine. They're both doing that. GPC and CDP choline are both doing that. But acetylcholine is raising concentrations of the catecholamines too, adrenaline, noradrenaline, dopamine. And, you know, in some sense, opening up the density of dopamine receptors, acetylcholine is. Whereas alpha GPC is just giving you brain usable acetylcholine. So, but the major point, so that's the distinction. The major point of that article was like, you choose which choline source you're going to use based on the target of your stack. What is the target of your stack? You know, that is the primary influence for why folks should be using nootropics. Not that there aren't other reasons, right? Maybe you're trying to negate a side effect, a cognitive side effect from another thing that you're having to take, that you have to take or whatever. There's plenty of other reasons, right? But like usually we talk about them in the interest of performance, and I deal, you know, again, exclusively with business people in a consulting capacity for this. So we're thinking about the task that you have to execute. What is the ideal brain state for that? That's your target, right? Your target could be, I want a bunch of cognitive endurance and stimulation, and then on top of that, I want processing. So back to the choline thing, like, so if you had modafinil in the mix and aniracetam, maybe you had like 100 of modafinil, 500 aniracetam, call it, which choline source should you choose? Well, it depends on your target. If your target is, again, cognitive endurance, mental stimulation, then some enhanced processing and memory, you really wouldn't need to bring acetylcholine in the mix as your choline source. You could use alpha GPC because that's what it's going to do. Just brain usable acetylcholine, which is working memory, focus, processing. Not going to stimulate you anymore because you've got that covered with the modafinil and the aniracetam in this case. You know, whereas if you were taking something that wasn't as stimulatory, perhaps call it just piracetam, which is processing and memory centric, and then you wanted to get more choline in the mix, but also wanted to raise concentrations of the catecholamines, like dopamine, norepinephrine, noradrenaline, and have that extra energy stimulation, then you would select CDP choline, right? But that's all based on your target, which you have to identify before you even formulate a stack. And the target is based on what you're about to go execute in terms of productivity. Okay, so remember that as a major principle. And when you're formulating stacks, like what you're formulating them for. You know, if you use a simple framework of a target, and then again looking at the individual things that nootropics can do, motivation, mental energy, stimulation, processing, memory, that all of that will make your decisions for you on which compounds to put in your stack and how to formulate your stacks. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you learn in Nootropics Masterclass, sure, but Nootropics God Course as well. The courses, I mean, they teach you to break down how you're thinking about nootropics from a methodological standpoint so that when you're formulating stacks, they're way more targeted for what you're doing. If you do this correctly, then you sit down to execute, you know, given task, any task, and your brain is literally aligned with what you have to do. Like your brain function is aligned with the necessity of output that you've got to execute. That's what's so important. I love this stuff. Think about it. Have a target. Formulate your stacks based on that target. My cat's going crazy. I gotta tend to him. Thanks for watching.
Have you ever wanted to feel what it feels like to use all of your brain? To fire on all cylinders, have access to your deepest performance potential, and to tap into the reservoir of pure mental capacity? Well, I've cracked the code to being able to access your full brain. My name is Ryan Michael Ballo, and I am the pioneer of society's modern use of what are called nootropics, brain performance enhancers that trigger neurotransmitter systems to function at peak capacity. But the mere use of nootropics, I found, isn't quite enough. You see, most people are using nootropics entirely in the wrong way, not maximizing potential and yielding the best effects. So I've spent the greater part of the last 15 years studying neuroscience and formulating what is called Nootropics Usage Methodology, a wide collection of highly advanced principles that allow you to unlock your true brain performance potential using nootropics. I dug deep into the core of neurobiology and pharmacology of nootropics to create methods of usage that keep your nootropic stacks hitting hard, staying consistent, and continuously delivering high-performance brain states. And that is what I bring to the table. I have consulted some of the biggest names in business, ranging from entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley to famous actors to business owners and professionals in every vertical, in every industry. What my expertise is in applying the methodology I invented in targeting neurotransmitter and brain function systems to fire on all cylinders, creating highly targeted, custom-tailored nootropic formulations for high-performance business people, entrepreneurs, and elite achievers. I will formulate your heavy-hitting, sustainable, tailored nootropic stacks targeted toward your brain. I will manage your schedule of dosing, and I will ensure through detailed micro-adjustments and continued support that your brain is performing at peak capacity so that you can focus on the bread and butter of your business and your life. Leave it all up to me, and let's get started on your journey in supercharging mental performance.